Friend Erica Luke's on the line, the MUFON State Director. The Utah MUFON State Director for the state of Utah. It's nice having you here. Nice talking to you again, as always.
I know, it's so much fun to be on the show, and I love your callers, and I just think the world of you, too, so thank you.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be here. So, speaking of radio shows, I see that you are doing a radio show on KRGA Digital Broadcasting.
Why don't you I am.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about... That's the competition for IRN, but...
Oh, dear. Well, we can't talk about that. That's okay, because I'll talk about you.
Yeah, they're right. I know race, so it's all good. So, so tell me about that. Tell me how that all came to be. Tell us how that all came to be.
You know what? I started doing... I was asked by Steve Hudgens, who's our Director of Investigations at MUFON, and he does the MUFON radio show. And he asked me to sit in a couple times, and I interviewed Brian Matheson from Hangar 1, and then I had a really big, stressful interview with Jaime Maussan, and that was right after the Roswell Slide stuff. And I did a 2-hour interview, and it was pretty amazing with Tom Carey as well. And that just seemed, as stressful as it was so much fun. I loved doing the research in preparation for that, and I loved doing radio. So I just thought, oh, why not? Let's do it. And then it's a great way to reach people and to make new friends and to get the word out. So I started UFO Audit, and we do that Friday night, and it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's cool. So I get, I'm interviewing Cheryl Costa next Friday, and then I've got Nick Redfern, and then Richard Dolan, and so just some great people.
Oh, there are. Well, no, I have to tune into your show. I need to. Now, tell me what night it's on.
So it's Friday nights.
Oh, good. So
maybe you just need to come on my show. You should, because you have so many great stories and interactions, and you know so much, and that would be really fun. So you think about it and see if you can fit me in your schedule.
Oh, I'll make time.
It's okay, thank you.
No, I enjoy I listen to a lot of different radio programs, and like I said, I've had the honor to do this show we're going into, believe it or not, it's year 6. And all the people that I've met, and a lot of the great people that have, like yourself and Alan Roberts, so many people I've had on multiple times, and just getting to know them, as friends, and the stuff that you learn. Like I say, I don't consider myself a ufologist. I consider myself a researcher's researcher, and I've had just so much fun with that, just kind of getting a little bit of everybody's views and opinions. And one thing is as I've always done, I never put anybody down. I've actually had people that have wanted to come on this show, and they want me to, have other people challenge, do the Howard Stern thing, challenge people and stuff like that. And I've just never believed in that. I think that's just a cheap shot. And I know everyone has a different idea, and I've had a lot of different people on that have thought on many different sides of the wall. But that's what it's all about. This is an evolving science with a lot of strong beliefs, and all we can do is keep trudging forward and get the word out and let people be open-minded about stuff.
Well, and I love that about you, because I think that's...
You there, Erica?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I think, when I did the Jaime Maussan interview, people wanted me to really take after him, and I'm not that type of person. And also, I'd researched things enough to know a lot of things, and so I just wasn't going to do that. And there's so much of that nonsense in ufology that I've refused to play into that. And I want to do really serious research, and you can't do that when you're spending all this time putting other people down, and not only putting other people down, but bullying other people. Yeah. So, I had enough of that in 6th grade. I don't need it now.
No, I totally agree. So it's on, again, Friday nights. It is at 8 p.m. local time here?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, so 6 o'clock here.
Yeah. Yep.
Very good. Very good. We got another phone call. Well, we had a couple of them light up, and then a couple went out. You want to take another call?
Yes.
Sure. Hold on. Caller, good evening. Welcome to K-Talk. You're on with Erica.
Erica and Pat, it's Bill Forte.
Yeehaw.
Yep.
Good evening, Billy. How are you?
You knew I had to call.
I wanted you to. I would have been very sad if you didn't.
Well, you know what? I think you had a great idea. Got to get Pat on the show, too.
I know. Wouldn't that be fun?
And you know what, Erica? An hour just doesn't do justice for UFO audit. I told the guys over there the same thing. We got to get you on longer.
Oh, Lordy. Well,
but yes, I know. I admire your work. You know that. I mentioned that
I
to
know.
you.
Thank you. And you too.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about you, you're so easy to speak to. You're sociable. Like, there's a lot of people in the field that, there's a little ego involved. But, like, I've introduced you to a couple of people, and you reach out. You're more than, you're very cooperative when people have these UFO sightings or accounts. And, you say, well, tell them to email me. And that's the one thing I love about you is that you're one of those people that, like Rich Hoffman, those type of people that make MUFON give it such a great reputation because of the way you handled your business and what you do. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh, thank you. You made my week. Thank you. That's really kind. I appreciate it.
And I wanted to ask you, is there any more new activity going on in Utah recently that you're aware of as far as sightings?
You know what? I believe that there is. Yeah, my friend videotaped something pretty phenomenal during the day, and 3 white objects that were moving in unison and then kind of moving away from each other and together, and they're very interesting. So we're going to be analyzing that. And then there are also some sightings in the southern Utah area that are orb sightings that are incredibly low to the ground, but there are black unmarked helicopters that appear to, right by the orbs. And so we're looking into that and trying to figure out who the helicopters belong to, what's going on. We're also trying to encourage people in that area to file reports so we can have more information.
Well, were the helicopters, were they unmarked? Because it seems that usually there's a correlation shortly after a credible sighting, you see some type of military activity as far as aircraft or whatever it may be. It's usually associated with more credible sightings.
And that's a great point, and I don't know. We don't know. I mean, Nellis Air Force Base is pretty close to the area, but I talked to the fellow from the St. George Airport who was incredible, and he said that they have not had the only thing that they've had going on down there as far as helicopters were some some DEA aircraft, helicopters there and stuff. And so, you just have to cast a wide net and try to see what you can get. And at the end of the day, are we going to figure it out? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a good try. So.
Well, you've actually, I had the pleasure of having you shortly during one of my live Sky watches, which I thought was awesome. But, yeah, I think it's going to take people to do more of this kind of activity to record what's going on. Hopefully, someday somebody will get something that's just undeniable and it's conclusive that what we're looking at. Because you know what, Erica, right now, it always seems that every decade we have a new story to explain things off. Swamp gas, weather balloons, now it's drones. It seems there's always something to help the disinformation campaign to prevent disclosure or just to confuse the public in general. And it's frustrating. It really is frustrating.
Well, and I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of, I don't even think anybody in the government would have to really give a lot of disinformation out there because we do that as investigators ourselves. And I think we need to become better educated and become a little bit more cohesive. And then instead of having maybe all of this infighting or ego-driven stuff, which unfortunately is part of the field, then we can get over that and really knuckle down and get some stuff done.
And what you mentioned earlier with Pat was the thing about the Roswell slides. And you know what? Everybody, I mean, these guys, Richard Dolan, everybody that was associated, these guys are very dedicated, have a lot of passion for what they do. And sometimes things happen. And, right away, all the haters and the people come out trying to, these people, okay, sometimes we're human. Sometimes mistakes are made. But, I mean, the way the whole thing unfolded was unfortunate, and it really gave a black eye to the whole ufology field. But, you can't, the way they got slammed was so unnecessary, and the way it was handled by, some people, critics. And I agree with you 100%, because I heard when you were on, and you took the high road, and like I said, that's what makes you the person you are, so respectable, is because you didn't go to that low road. You took the high road, and you approached it so professionally and so politely. You know what I mean? I admire that of you. I just wanted you to know that. And I just wanted to have one final, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just have this big smile on my face, so thank you.
Yeah. I just got one more question for you before I get, because I know you don't have much time left, Pat. But what's going on with the STAR team? Do you have any involvement with that? And also, are they often used recently in looking into these more credible sightings?
You know what? That is a great question. I am not involved with the STAR team because I think that would be one more thing that it would overwhelm me. But, I will find that out. I know that Rich Hoffman is a great leader. Oh, he's amazing. And so I have no doubt that the STAR team will be doing some really fantastic stuff. And I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Yeah, please. And also, are you going to be doing any conferences? Are you going to be going around anywhere soon?
I will be at the MUFON Symposium in September, and then we are doing the Utah UFO Festival, which would be really cool, and that's in June. And I hope, the more I go to these conferences, I love it. In fact, I wish I could just quit my day job and then travel around and go to all these conferences because I meet so many wonderful people. I
was invited by Peter Robbins to go to the one that's coming up at the end of August in Portland, Maine. It's called the Experiences Speak Conference. So I know you had Peter on. I think it was your first show, wasn't it?
Yes.
He's an awesome gentleman, by the way, and really very polite individual. And I'm looking to get more involved with this, too, because let me ask you, is that symposium, is that in Virginia?
I don't know.
Going to in September?
I don't know, but I should find out. That sounds familiar.
Because
I wish I could.
I may go to that one. I've been invited to go to that one as well.
That would be so cool. You should do it.
Yeah. And again, Erica, great luck to you. And I'll talk to you soon. In the places that we can congregate. And I wish you the best with your new endeavor as far as the show, UFO Audit. And I hope that the listeners can tune into your show because I think it's awesome and it's very interesting. You're very knowledgeable, and you do the best you can as far as what you're doing in your background. And that's all that a person can ask for is a person with the passion and dedication that you have involved. And it doesn't hurt that your personality is A+.
Oh, you're so nice. And thank you. I think we did that. We were talking, Pat, about how fantastic it was that you introduced us. And that now we just, hang out in the same circles and we get to talk. And it's just really, it's great how life works like that. I love it.
Yes, and Pat is a great friend. He's a great guy. Again, another great host in the show. Fringe is awesome. I've been there for quite a while. And again, Pat does a tremendous job. I just got to say, he's a great host.
And it's funny because I was talking to Rich Hoffman about Pat.
Yep.
And Rich was saying how fantastic Pat is.
Boy, I'm glad we all brought our boots tonight, huh?
Anyway,
whatever.
I'm visiting in Florida. I've been painting my house, so I got to get off. I'm exhausted. But I wish you both the best. And I'll talk to both of you guys soon, and you guys have a great night.
You too.
Take care, Bill. Be safe. Have a good flight back.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
A lot of lot of cool people in the I don't want to call it hobby, in the activity of ufology.
There are, and I think it's unfortunate sometimes people get kind of bent out of shape, and there are some heated exchanges, nasty sometimes, but the majority of the people that I have run into, well, I mean, 98% of the people have been absolutely spectacular and kind and knowledgeable. So it's great.
It is. It is. So tell me about this, the Utah thing. Now, I said I've been a little bit out of it this summer with some stuff, and I knew there was a festival that was supposed to go on, and I know that I saw your name attached to it, and obviously it's been postponed till next year. Then,
Yeah, we have decided, we kind of made the mutual decision that we wanted it to be a really fantastic event, and this is Nathan's first event, and he is so gung ho and fantastic. It'll be great, but we just needed a little bit more time to bring in some bigger speakers and to get things lined up. But it will be really, really cool. And Richard Dolan has agreed to come, so he'll be here. I'm going to try to see if Ruben Uriarte would come, because he's one of my favorite people in this field, and I think we can get Ron Regier up here. So
wasn't Stanton Friedman was scheduled to speak at the first one, wasn't he?
He and Kathleen actually were both going to come up, and then they had some conflicts with that time period. But now that we've pushed it out a ways, I would be willing to bet that we could get them here as well.
Well, I'd love to help you guys out and be a part of it and do whatever I can to help promote it here, and would love to be down there with you guys.
Yeah, well, please do, because we'd love to have you down there.
Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, there's some people I've been trying to get on this program that never respond back, and I can corner them personally.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
we'll do it. We'll do some good things. Utah is just really taken off, and
it is. Well, and there is so much. Again, there's so much activity. It's and with everything here, I mean, we've got Dugway just on the other side of our mountain range here. We've got Area 51 is on the corner of the state. We've got Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, talk about Art Bell says that high strangeness exists in Nevada. I think this is the capital for high strangeness is Utah.
I think so too, and I think we might have more strange phenomena. I mean, you just look at Skinwalker Ranch, the Uinta Basin. There is lots of activity up there that has not died down, and it's I had on my show last night, I had Dave and Ryan Burns and Scott, who is a person up there that I came into contact with, and he had some sightings reports, and he's always calling me and sending me pictures and information, and that, wow, nothing has calmed down. It is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's again, there's so much activity here. I mean, there really is. There's so much that people need to know. Let's talk a little bit, if it's okay, to change. Oh, well, first of all, the people in the Inception Radio Network chat room sent you some questions.
Yes, and thank you, all of you. There was a question a while back about education for younger people in MUFON, and that's a great question. We are MUFON Phoenix, and they're a great organization down there. I love Jim Mann and Stacey Wright. They are in the process of working with Dr. Lynn Kitai, and she has a new program out that involves school children and how to incorporate, teaching all of them about this, and that it's really happening. She's great, and so I spoke with her at Contact in the Desert and would like to, with Phoenix MUFON, get that curriculum as a part of MUFON, which would be really important to exposing the younger generation. So that's what we're doing there. Lots of fun things, but and then the Richard Dolan question. So he will be on my show the 21st,
Okay.
And that'll be great. He always has lots to talk about, so this will be good. And Nick Redfern too. Nick's written. He's a book writing maniac, and he just has got a new book that he sent me the other day, and that is a fantastic book. And he's got another one coming out pretty quick too.
Yeah, I need to get. I've reached out to him. Some of these guys are just really, really busy, and I know that you need to kind of get in touch with them. It's tough. I'd love to get Richard on this program. I've been following his work for years and years and years, and I know for a while there was always a conflict with Saturday nights because he was doing his own program on Saturdays, but with him doing it Monday nights now, we can maybe get him on.
Oh, that would be great. That would be so good because he's got lots of new interests, and he just has so much. He always has so much going on. He's a brilliant man, and he's fun to listen to, and he's also really great to see in person.
Gotcha. Contact in the Desert. You went to that.
I did.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It was so hot. It was hot and dusty, but it was a great time. That area down there is beautiful, and the resort is just a fun place. We got to see, Lynn Kutai was down there, Steve Bassett, Richard Dolan, Nick Redfern, Jimmy Church, and Tom Carey. Excuse me, it wasn't Tom Carey, it was Don Schmidt. And so he was down there as well, and Patty Greer, and I really like her a lot. So all the fun people were down there. We had a great time, and I did some video interviews. I interviewed Steve Bassett and Dr. Kitai and Nick Redfern, and so that will be up on my website pretty quick. And they were just great. I love Steve Bassett. He just has so many. He is a pit bull, and to know what he has gone through, and he just has this drive to stay on task, and I really commend him for that.
Well, and it wasn't Merrill Cook was there too, correct?
He was. I hung out with Merrill for a little bit, and he's great. He's going to be coming to more conferences with this, and then he and Steve are going to be on Art Bell's show.
Ah, very good, very good.
Yeah,
I know. He did the. I know he did the original one of the original when Steve did his kind of his first formal. When Stephen Bassett did his first formal disclosure project, Merrill Cook went to that, and I was going to try to get him on the program, but I did watch a lot of his videos, and just timing wasn't right. But I was amazed. I mean, he's been a huge political figure here for so long, and he's kind of a no BS type of guy, and his whole. I know the thing that he seemed to hit on real heavily was if there's nothing going on, why is the Veterans Administration sealed all of these medical records and psychological records of these people that have claimed they've had different encounters? I mean, these are service people. And just, why are all these, why can't we get at this information? Why is it all locked down? And that kind of was that really seemed to, get his interest in his, and get him kind of fired up on the whole subject.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's a funny backstory because I've known Merrill for, oh my Lord, I don't even want to say it out loud, it's too depressing, but 30 years, and my grandmother was a dear friend of him and his wife, and actually helped a lot with his numerous campaigns, and so it was really funny for me to connect with him again, and especially because I have this idea of him as being such a conservative and all of these things, and somebody that I would never in a million years really take an active interest in this subject. And he has just blown me out of the water with this. And I think when you watch him on the videos from Citizens Hearing on Disclosure, you can see all of those people there. that
Right.
were listening to the testimony they were transfixed, they were changed, and they really felt a sense of urgency to start working to get disclosure.
Right. No, again, his whole thing was he just went on and on about the VA administration sealing the service people's records, and you could tell it was really bothering him. He just wanted to get to the bottom of it, and that's where it starts. Is you got to dig in. Well, he's been a fixture here at K Talk. I've met him several times. He used to do a program here. He used to do a day show here.
I know. My grandma used to listen to it, so I know.
I think every concern. Well, you know what the station is all about during the daytime. So it's a political hotspot.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's Utah for you.
It is. Well, that's good. So was it a lot of lectures? Did you? I mean, was it a pretty cool thing? Was it worth attending?
I thought it was fantastic. I had a great time. I loved the environment, and it was the compound is kind of the retreat center is kind of spread out, so it was fun to walk to different places, and the architecture is really quite beautiful, and it was great. I had a wonderful time, and the skies were so clear. The only thing that I actually attended were that they had lots of panels that were great in the evenings, mornings and evenings, and then I went to Kathleen Martin's experiencer sessions, which was fascinating. It was moving, and it really affirmed my commitment to be mindful and to want to help experiencers.
Are they going to do it again next year?
Yes, yep, they are.
Yeah, I would like to try to make time to get down there, and it looked like a very amazing event.
It was fun, and that would be great if you came down. It was cool. There are just so many fun events to go to, and I'm hoping that the Utah UFO Festival will be top on the list.
Now, you mentioned as far as upcoming events for you, there is the MUFON? Is it the symposium that's coming up?
Yes, it is coming up. It's September 24th through the 27th.
Okay.
And it's in Irvine.
Okay.
Which is lovely. Last year it was in New Jersey, which was fun. But this year it'll be in California. That'll be great. And we've got Paul Hellier will be there. Greg Mahalik, Mark D'Antonio will be talking, and he's a great photo analyst. Linda Zimmerman, Stanton Friedman will be talking, and Jaime Maussan will also be there. So it should be a good time. Lots of great information, and Hangar 1 will be having a cast party there for everyone. There will also be a panel with everyone, including Jaime Maussan, about how to move ufology forward and how to really respect each other. And I think that'll be good. And I know Dan Harzan could put that a little bit more eloquently, but it will be really interesting and needed in this field.
No, that'll be good. Now, is there a lot and I'm looking at the website. We just go to MUFON.com and it's in there. There's going to be quite a few guest speakers. Have they published their final list yet?
They have got, if you go to MUFON.com, they do have a list of their speakers, and I don't know at this point in time if they're going to be adding anyone. I don't think they are, but I could be wrong. But I know that some of the panels and the parties we're adding those every day.
Right. You're not on here.
No, because I have to warm up at the Utah UFO Festival. I'm speaking there, which will be fun. But I have to give it time. I got to break in slowly here.
Yeah, you don't want to take over. You'll be president before you know it. You'll be running the whole show over there.
Oh, Lordy. I don't know. If I can do a good job here in Utah, then that's fine. That's good for now.
No, you're doing an outstanding job. And it's, it's like I said, it's just great that we've got you, kind of heading things up, and again putting some. I don't want to call it formality out there, any formalism, but I mean, you are. I mean, there's, people can, if they see things, it's not like they're just sending an email into oblivion. And I think that was kind of the comment that I had listeners, a couple years ago when we first started doing the program that talked about MUFON. They're like, well, we've seen things. Where do we send it? Fox 13? We send it to ABC? I'm like, I think that'd be the last place you'd want to send it. Probably send it to MUFON's central repository. Or to their main, whatever you want to call it, the MUFON.com site. But there was no one here for Utah, and so many people were kind of wanting that. So it's I appreciate you stepping up, and I think a lot of people do, and it's a lot of work. Like you said, it's a lot of volunteer work that takes a lot of time and takes a lot of money out of your own pocket.
It does, and I think sometimes people don't understand what the average person that is volunteering for MUFON, the time commitment and things. I mean, I'm working right now, I have a business and a family, and I'm working, oh my gosh, probably 35, 40 hours a week on top of my other commitments for MUFON Utah and MUFON headquarters, and I love it. It's hard. It's these things are also challenging on personal relationships and things, and so there is a bit of sacrifice that goes into doing this, but I'm very lucky that I've got a good support system.
Yeah. So why don't you do a little, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back for one more segment, and why don't you tell the people about your business, because I think it's really cool, and you help a lot of people out, and let's give you a plug, and again, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Cool.
Our guest is Erica Lukes. It's an honor to have her on the show. She's a lot of fun, and she's doing a lot of great things for the state of Utah and putting all this UFO flying saucer stuff, tinfoil hat, I think you said before, into perspective. All right, everybody, we are back with Erica Lukes. Again, Erica, thank you so much for giving us some time tonight.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Before we move on and talk about your business, Sky wrote in, it says, has Eric ever heard of an orb/energy ball in someone's house? And also, do you feel that they can communicate through telepathy?
It's a great question, and yes, and having had some personal experiences with paranormal phenomena, I have witnessed those, and it's very common for people that are experiencers to see things in their homes. This is the problem with this sort of phenomenon. We don't know where one starts and the other ends. And so, to me, if you're studying this, you can't simply say, I'm studying UFOs, or in my opinion, I'm studying UFOs or I'm studying the paranormal. They're all related. We have to look at all of it, I believe. So, but I just went to Area 51 and down to the little alien inn. That was so much fun, and I got a great book there. It's called The Incredible Light Beings of the Cosmos. And it's, the subtitle is Are Orbs Intelligent Visitors from Another Universe? And so I'm just getting all of this stuff, some great stuff from Patty Greer about orbs, and I've tried to figure out what I can. Also, Dr. Barry Taff has a great book called Aliens Above, Ghosts Below, and he talks about how the phenomenon kind of intermingles. And so, to me, that's important, and that's a great question.
Yeah. I saw on your one Facebook page, were you on the, the UFO highway or intergalactic highway with all those pictures? Did you go down to Roswell?
You know what? I didn't go down to Roswell. I went to the extraterrestrial highway. It was so much fun. It was out in the middle of nowhere. Right. And then I had to, be a complete dork and go to the gates of Area 51. I just wanted to see. I had to go there once. And it was, it was pretty incredible. I loved stopping at a little alien inn because the people there are lovely, and they will also be at the Utah UFO Festival, which will be great. But road trips are so fun because you can sit in a diner and talk to people and just learn so much about everybody, and I love that. So it was fun.
So did you now? That's one thing. As far as the crash site, were you able to go to it, or were you just able to get near it?
As far as Roswell,
Yes.
you know what? I didn't go to New Mexico. We were just in Nevada.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Okay.
but that'll be my next trip because I love taking road trips. It's so much fun, and there's so many interesting, kind of mysterious, off the beaten path places in this area.
Right. No, I just I've wanted to. I wanted to go down there and go to the Roswell Festival because it looks like it's just a lot of fun. I know it's kind of now people kind of make a little bit of a mockery of it, but you still get some of the big names to talk and go to the little museum there, and it'd be a cool event.
It looked like from some of the pictures that people were posting, some of the presenters, that it was really fun. So I definitely think that would be worth checking out.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your day business. Tell us about your 9-to-5er.
Oh, Lord. I am, well, you said, I started off as a professional singer, and I did that for many, many years. And then I decided that, as most musicians do, that you might need a day job.
Right.
And so I fell in love with Pilates, and I moved to Santa Fe, and I became a Pilates instructor, and then came back and practiced for a while and built up my clientele. And then I was asked by my school in New York, or it wasn't Santa Fe, then they moved to New York, but they were asked me to become a master Pilates trainer, and that meant I had to open a commercial space. And so I opened my first commercial space, and I've been doing that for 15 years, and I love it. I love it.
When you help a lot of people out too.
Well, it's cool. I think that Pilates is, especially as we get older, not that I am, I'm completely denying that one, but
what are you, 22, 23, something like that?
Exactly, especially with the lights turned off.
That's what I thought.
I don't know. Age is a special thing, but Pilates has helped a lot, and it's neat to see how people come in with injuries or chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, MS, and they really feel great when they're done. It's important.
So if listeners want to go to your business and learn more about this and do things, where's your business located? Website, tell them that.
It's Total Body Pilates, and it's the website's just totalbodypilates.com, and I'm in the Sugar House area, just about 5 minutes away from the University of Utah. And it's a great studio. I have some very diverse clients. We have a great time. It's very relaxed, and I like that because there's lots of elitism sometimes in the Pilates community, and definitely that's not how it rolls. It's not the way we roll at our studio. So.
Well, no, and if you go to your Facebook or the website, you got all kinds of cool pictures on there. It looks like you got a really cool studio too. It's not like an old basketball court. I mean, it looks like a relaxing place. I was just thinking Harv trying to do his Charles Barkley imitation of terrible and basketball. Sorry, it's been a long.
You know what? I have a funny Charles Barkley story. Well, this isn't funny. I shouldn't even be telling anybody this, but I got front row tickets to see the Jazz play the Suns, and I just remember oh my gosh, I just thought that Charles Barkley was pretty cute, and I can't. I don't even know why I'm telling you that story. It's so stupid, but I just remember thinking, oh, he's kind of cute. That's all right.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I know it is terrible.
It's terrible. Well, hey, that's okay. Yeah, the Jazz aren't what they used to be. That's for sure. Hopefully this year they can turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're heading in a good direction.
Yeah. But had a rebuild. The days of Jerry Sloan are long gone, and Karl Malone, and and John Stockton and the whole gang, and it's time for a rebuild, and I think they are moving the right way. But everything good sometimes has to be taken down, pulled apart, and put back together again.
Yeah, I hope it turns around. I love going to jazz games. I have so much fun, even when they're not, really on top of things. It's still a great experience, and it's fun to have a professional team in Utah.
Right.
And they were really nice too when we had the lunchroom debacle.
Right.
I think it was right on when I saw you last. It was right in the midst of all of that, but they were very kind and they invited some of the kids down, and it was cool. So we got to hang out with the jazz.
Yeah. No, it is. It's now we just need a pro football team here, and we'll be set.
Oh yeah, that would be good. I would have to say that I might be staying at home and watching, I don't know what, Hangar One or something.
Tell us about Hangar One. That was on my list of things too. Now, Hangar One is that's a kind of a MUFON production, correct? Isn't MUFON kind of drive that series?
MUFON was approached by the show's producers, and then they work together and present MUFON case files.
Okay.
And we have some people that I know are great investigators: Jeremy Ray, Ben Moss, Tony, Cassidy Nicholas. They're on there, and they do a great job. I mean, it's cool to see them because I know how hard they work. Great to see them on the show. And then, Brian Matheson is on as well. Who else has been on there? Nick Redfern has been on there off and on, and it's a good show.
So now are they in season 2 now?
They will be, if they get signed on, they'll be season 3.
Oh, okay. That shows you how much I know. I don't have cable, so it's on History Channel, correct? Or H2?
It is on the History Channel now. They moved from H2 to History.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember it just seems like yesterday, but Grant Cameron, Merrily always, I don't know if he came through town this year, but every year he seems to pop through town, and we've had him in the studio, and we sat here till 5 o'clock in the morning. That's when we used to do the midnight show. Him and I sat here and talked about Hangar One, and I believe he was in one of the first. Yeah, he was in one of the first episodes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he agreed with some things, and he didn't agree with some other things, but that's just Grant, and what a great guy. And he kind of tells it how it is.
He does, and he has been really nice to me, and we've exchanged some good messages back and forth, and I hope to interview him and get him out here. I know that he did not come through town this year,
Right.
but it would be great to have him come through town. And we at MUFON headquarters, we definitely know that there is a little bit of criticism out there for the show, but those are from the diehard researchers. But at the end of the day, the people that have all the control are the producers.
Right.
When they're doing the final edits and things. But overall, we've had a tremendous response. The case reports that we receive, it has just skyrocketed, and that we are extremely grateful for. Because we need that, file reports.
Oh yeah, and it's just like, I think, it's just it's kind of like a lot of these other programs. It's like the ghost hunting series and stuff. Ufology, while it's quite exciting and there are cases out there, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of, things don't just arise. You catch things or you don't. And of course there has to be a little bit of Hollywood sensationalism thrown into any of these type of things to keep the interest up, because, the show's not for the hardcore ufologist or even the hardcore person that follows this show or your radio show. It's for everybody, and at least to enlighten everybody and give everybody a little flavor.
Well, that's exactly it. It's about increasing awareness and making the topic more approachable, which it needs to be. And so that's where Hangar One has done great things, and we're very happy about that. So it's great, and I'm proud of everybody that's in the show.
Now, is with Hangar One, is can you get it on YouTube or I think some of those you can stream the stuff live on. If I'm not mistaken, some of that you can actually stream live on the internet.
You know what? I'm not sure if you can. That's
Okay.
a good question.
Okay.
You probably can on History Channel.
Okay.
I would be willing to bet.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look because it looked like a very, very interesting show. We've got just a couple minutes left. What do you want to leave us with?
I want to leave. Well, first of all, thanks everyone for being in the chat room and then listening and helping me increase awareness here in Utah. We have a ton of things going on, and we just need you to file reports or just message me and let me know what you're seeing, because we believe there is a lot of research to be done. And if you want to be a field investigator, please feel free to help me. But
You need the help.
Yeah, we need some help. We do.
I'd love to do it. I like I said, this year was a little bit of a slant for me, but next year I'm going to take some time and get involved with some more of these events and that. I figure I take the time to do this. I need to kind of take it to the next level, and would love to get involved with some of these projects and some of these conventions. I think it would just be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll just have to do that because I enjoy you so much, and we'll do some cool things. So let's do it.
Sounds good. So let's just a couple little things. Your radio show is on local time, 6:00 on KGRA.
Yes, it is. UFO Audit.
UFO Audit. And then, of course, the event is going to be next year. The Utah event will be moved to next year. We'll keep people updated. I think we need to get some of those people in that event to get them on the program with you and start promoting it, because I just kind of happened to come across it on happenstance, and maybe get some more advertisement out there for it. And then, again, one more time, the name of your business, where you're located, and how people can get a hold of you for your business.
It is Total Body Pilates.
Okay.
And then they can just go to totalbodypilates.com and come do Pilates, and then we can have our little paranormal update.
There you go.
Which my clients love. They love all the latest UFO talk, when they come to stretch out.
Sounds good. And then for your MUFON meetings, I know you're pulling all your stuff together. You got a lot of things going on. Even if you communicate it to us, we can put on our Facebook, our calendar, all other stuff. We'll stay in touch a little bit more. And when you have your next meeting, we'll get it out there and start announcing it so our listeners can show up.
Okay, thank you so much. That would be fantastic.
All right, my friend.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, and we'll stay in touch, and let's do some good things together. And it just was a lot of fun to have you, as always.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here, so we will talk very soon.
Okay, take care. Be safe.
Thanks, you too.
Right, bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.